Hi, my name is Nick Teetelli. I'm a fine art photographer and started photographing probably when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I grew up in the village, Greenwich Village, Lower Manhattan, New York City, during the 1960s and 70s, and that was really quite a time to grow up. There was just a cultural explosion on every level of every aspect, facet of life. It's just a phenomenal opportunity to live through that period. And that's where I began photographing, and over the years just took a hobby and turned it into a passion, and now it's become a career. When I travel, one of my favorite go-to cameras in my kit is the Leica T camera. Leica came out with this camera a few years ago. It was an innovation at the time, nothing like it really out in the marketplace. The body of the camera is actually created out of a single block of aluminum, and then it's all machined and cleaned out, and it creates obviously the frame and the chassis for the camera itself. The body is actually hand polished by hand, and according to Leica, it takes them 45 minutes of hand polishing to polish one camera body, which is remarkable these days. You can get anything handmade. But the camera is very sleek, obviously very compact. It's like an iPhone on the back with a touch screen, and I mean, Leica really put a lot of modernization into this camera. Its compact size just works for me when I'm traveling. I always bring a larger camera and always a smaller camera with me on every trip. And the T is definitely one of my go-tos for the second small weight camera. I like that you can change the lenses. There's a nice selection of lenses that are available today for this camera, and depending on what you're going to use it for. I took this camera with me to Africa a couple of years ago. We went to a safari in Botswana at Savuti. And we were coming back from safari. We had been out all day. Just a remarkable journey and experience, and the things that we saw were just absolutely amazing. But the most amazing was right at the end of the day, right before sunset. We had to get back to the elephant camp before sundown, and on the way back, we're traveling through the roads in the safari vehicle, and the roads really was just sand. And then suddenly and unexpectedly, a large herd of elephants came crossing the road. And without even thinking about it, I just ended up whipping my arm out with the camera and just started snapping pictures. And I ended up grabbing about 4 or 5 shots in a matter of a couple of seconds. That was really the whole opportunity right there of the elephants crossing our path. I later looked at them, developed them, put them together. I have a series called African Dusk 1, 2, and 3. They've been highly successful. They've been published. They've been in galleries, museums. It's just people really responded very well to them, and just a magnificent series. But I think really what makes those photographs is the composition was just so unexpected. It was a natural, just a happening moment. You captured that particular moment as it was unfolding without even giving it thought. But great little camera for that, and it did the trick for me. In fact, if you go on my website and you visit the Africa section, the entire Africa section presently is all shot with this camera. Just absolutely phenomenal tool. Over the years, I've worked with a variety of different camera systems and lenses and everything you could possibly imagine. And as I've graduated through life, my I guess selections and equipment have changed and evolved, along with me. And today, I primarily use Leica camera systems and lenses, and I also have a Hasselblad system as well. I think between the two, they offer a tremendous capability. In terms of quality, the equipment is all handmade, whether it's the Leica or the Hasselblad, and you just don't get that type of product anymore. It's very hard to find, but they're reliable, especially the Leica lenses. They're all handmade, hand polished. There's nothing better, in my opinion, than Leica glass. They give you a tremendous focal point and resolution. I've never seen anything quite like it. My favorite go-to Leica camera is the M. Leica M is what Leica is all about. For the past several decades, this is Leica, the M camera system. This particular camera is the M10. Came out, I think, late 17 or earlier this year in 18. I also have an M240. Number of different interchangeable lenses. But one of the things that I like about the camera, it's very, very compact. And as you can see from this particular lens, I mean, you can't get any more compact than that. This lens is actually a Summaron-28mm, and it's a recreation of, or actually more of a reincarnation of a lens that was very popular during the mid-50s and 60s, which Leica has modernized now and brought current to emulate the original lens. This lens is ideal for street photography. It's very unobtrusive, very discreet. People don't even notice that you're taking pictures of them, and especially, you know, if I'm kind of using the viewfinder and shooting somebody that way and they see me, you know, pointing that way, they have no idea what's going on, and you get some nice natural photography, nice shots. Also comes with this little hood, especially on sunny days, kind of keeps the eyes and the starbursts out of the frame, and it's just so easy and so comfortable to use. The whole Leica M system, just a great little lens, and great to add this to my inventory. This is a new lens I just picked up this year, as a matter of fact. I'm really excited to show you this. This lens is the Leica Thambar 90mm M system lens. This lens is actually a recreation of a lens that Leica made during the 1930s, 1935. Made about 3,000 of them, which is really not a lot. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. To kind of give you an idea, lenses that were fairly popular, they made 20,000 of. Really popular lenses, they sell about 40,000. So 3,000 really pales in comparison. But this has become sought after because of the unique characteristics that this lens offers the photographer, and really a very unique tool to have in his bag and utilize for taking his photographs. This lens specimen is actually a new one. Just got it in 2018. But what makes this lens unique is it works on two aperture scales. So you'll see that there's red aperture and white aperture markings on the lens. The uniqueness and the magic all happens floating in the red aperture zone of this particular lens, which, when you're in that zone, you also use this filter that has a silver dot in the center of it. So no, you're not going to get a silver dot in the center of your image. And the reason for that is, and what makes this lens unique, is that it undercorrects the aberrations. So it kind of takes the light when you're photographing, kind of pushes it to the outer edges of the lens and feeds that in, and that's where your image comes from. The dot is not seen in the photographs. And then when it's all processed, it's a very soft focus and creates an impressionist style end result in your photograph. Just a phenomenal tool, incredible lens, and as usual, handmade German quality. The lenses are hand polished. Just a remarkable piece of equipment working with the Leica M system. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about me, please visit my website, Teetelli.com. There's a lot of information and background detail that's available on the website. You can see my portfolio and a lot of the photographs that I've taken in various parts of the world, whether it's Africa, France, Cuba, Iceland, lots of choices. If you'd like to drop me a note, you can contact me through the website, and I'd be happy to answer a question or direct you further, or just say hello and just have a nice conversation.